Okay, hello, good evening, everybody, or morning, or good afternoon. So welcome to the channel. My name is Victor, and I'm going to be your anchor for this training. Okay, so this is the Bootstrap training. We're going to have it like in 2-3 series. In the first series, I introduced Bootstrap to you. I also talked about, gave it like 3 samples of Bootstrap sites that can be done out of Bootstrap templates. We've done some HTML. Then that is a little bit sufficient for us to be able to now start. And we've also worked with Bootstrap components. That's sufficient for us to now be able to start using Bootstrap templates. Now, if you go to bootstrapmade.com, you see quite a lot of templates. Let's assume I want to use a personal Bootstrap site. I'll make a Bootstrap site. We pick one of these. Okay, let me pick this personal, right? I'm going to download this, free download. So you have quite a lot of different licenses, but this is sufficient for us. Download this, have it here, open it in a folder. This is what I have. I'm going to extract this. Right? So I have personal. So these are the files. So the actual structure of a Bootstrap site will typically be HTML, some CSS, and some JavaScript, right? So you might have some additional CSS, then you might have some components or some extra CSS files that you're going to need. Then you can put all of your images inside of this place. So depending on what structure you want to use, but just understand that it's going to comprise of your HTML pages, CSS, and JavaScript inside the Bootstrap folder, depending on how it is structured. So this is my template. This is just a README file, right? So this README file is just going to contain just the name of the theme and the rest, right? So that's off. So I don't need this. I can take this away. Now, the next thing is I'm going to pick these files. I'm just going to go there, create a new folder. I'm going to call it my site. I'm going to drop this, right? So this is my site. So how do I access this my site? This is the index. So index is typically the home page or the front page of your website, no matter the type of website you are building. So that's just going to be the home page. From there, you can link to several aspects of your website. It's just like your table of content. It's just like the index behind a typical book. So from there, you can navigate to all the inner pages of the website. That's why it is called an index page. So an index page is typically the home page of your website. So from your home page, you can navigate to different sections of your website. Okay, next thing we're going to do is that we'll try to open that particular website. So I will do Control-O, and I'm going to navigate to my download folder where I have it. So this is it, my site. So I will tap on this index. So typically, this is that template. So I have about, I have resume, I have services, I have portfolio, I have contact. So this is what I have here. So all I need to do, then you have a design by. So all I need to do going forward is to see how to make changes to this site. What I want to do is that I want to change this image. I want to change this content here. I want to change all of this content. I want to change this content. I want to change this content, right? Quite a lot of things. Some of these interactions, I want to change them. So that's what we're going to be doing, basically trying to edit this template. Let me go again. If you need to start using any of the about 60 templates, this is one. This is another nice one. Can download this and build something amazing, right? So in the about 62 or around 80 templates that you have here, for anyone you choose to want to use, all you just need to do is to look at the site itself, right? Look at this one, look at the live demo, right? See what you have here right now. So you can download the demo and you can start making changes to the images, changes to the text, the contents, the icons, and all of that. So I have already downloaded this one. This one is now on my PC. The next thing I want to do is to open my Visual Studio Code because that is my code editor and I'll start editing the stuff. So I'm going to close every other thing so that I don't get distracted. right? I'm going to keep this by the left, right? And I'm going to have let's say my code editor opened. Okay, so right now I've opened Visual Studio Code. Let me do that again. Just Visual Studio Code, Visual Studio Code. So you could use Visual Studio Code, you could use Sublime Text, you could use any code editor that you wish to use. The next thing I want to do, I'm going to keep this by my left, or let me keep this by the right, and keep this other guy by the left, right? So I'll keep this by the right. Now, what I want to do is that I want to, and good enough, this template is very, very responsive. It's like mobile responsive. So what I want to do right now is to open this folder, that folder in my download folder, that is this. I want to open this with Visual Studio Code. Let me see if I can try it from here. Open, okay, I wouldn't want to open from the terminal, or so let me do it from here. So I will just save open folder, right? So I think if you do Control K or Control O, it's going to get you to that point. So let me try that. Control K. Control K. It didn't work. Control O. It worked, right? But it's trying to open a file name. So I will just navigate and use it that way. File, open a folder, right? So I want to open the entire folder. Go to my downloads, my site, and select folder. So what's going to happen is that the entire structure of this website is going to be visible, right? Yes. The trust, just telling me if I trusted the files I'm trying to open. So I say, yes, I trusted. Now you see, this is the index page. Let me expand this a little bit and offer some explanation. So this is the index page. This is the portfolio details. So if we go back to what we have here, so this is like the index. If you refresh this, this is the index, right? Home, as in about, resume, all in same page, all in same index, services, portfolio, right? Contact, right? So this, or let me see, I think we have portfolio/details.html. Okay. So let me go to portfolio details for each of them that's going to be opened. Let's see. Okay, it's not showing up here. Still not showing up. I want to see where that portfolio.details page is coming from. That is this particular page. Or let me just open it up. So copy, or just copy path. Then I'll go to my browser and try to see the exact page, what the page looks like. Okay, so I think maybe if you click on one of the links in the index page, you're able to get to any of this page. Okay, I think that's that. So we've seen how the site looks like. So let's go and start editing. So let me explain for the index page. So this is what we have. We have the basic structure of a HTML site, which is this. Control N, that is a new page, select language HTML, right? So if I do Shift 1, I'm going to have something like this. I tap on this first one, it gives me the typical structure of my website. You're going to notice that I have the header section. I also have the body section. This is the header section, the body section, start and close tag, then everything is wrapped in a HTML tag. And of course, this is just telling me that this document type is HTML and this language is English. Now, you're going to see that replicated here. This is HTML. This is the header section. If I tap on this, this way it ends, right? So the important thing I have here, this is for responsiveness. This is the title, personal Bootstrap template. That's why you are seeing personal Bootstrap template here. Then you have the favicon, right? That is this guy here, favicon. You could create your own favicon. Now, favicon is typically going to be an image. So most sites have favicons, right? So this is this image here. And if you look at this image, if you copy the path, it's going to be something, oh, yes, it's going to be something like this, slash this, right? Or rather, that is in a folder, right? That is in my site, assets image favicon.png, right? So this is it here, right? Don't forget the structure. This is the structure. So you have assets, my sites, assets, images, and favicon, right? So that's the structure. So you can trace any image, and of course, you can make changes. So let's still keep exploring. If we want to change this particular image, of course, we can upload a new image there, label it, and that's going to be reflected. Okay, so this is my Google font. So the site is going to be using quite some fonts. So this one is Google Fonts. Here, then you have the core Bootstrap CSS. So I'm going to open that later on. Then you have the template CSS. That's the CSS for this particular template. Then you have a body section. This body section have this name as the logo. You can still make, if we check it here, that is this guy, right? That is, if you click on it, it still brings you back to this homepage. That's to tell you that you have this hyperlinked to this homepage, right? Let me collapse it this way. So you also have, I'm a passionate graphic designer. So you have a span that makes this on the line, that makes this kind of emphasized. So I can say I'm a passionate cybersecurity analyst, right? I Control S, I save. There's a plugin you can do to do auto save also. Once I refresh, I'm going to see those changes from Nigeria, right? So all of the textual stuffs, you can always change all of that, right? So that's one part of the goal. So in the first series, we're going to do textual changes. Then in the preceding series or the subsequent series, we're not going to be looking at changing the style, adapting the CSS, changing images, and all of that. So the very first thing you want to change is all of the text and maybe adapt some of the structure in some sense. So you have about, resume service, portfolio, contact. So if you are fine with those words, you can leave them. If you are not okay with them, you can make changes to them, right? You can even remove the one you don't want. Okay, the next section is going to be, so this makes it a little bit responsive. So that's why on mobile view, this is my mobile view, I'm going to be having something like this. Then you have a div class. Yes, this div that takes care of social media handles. That is 1, 2, 3, 4. Right? You see the color, we're going to deal with the color with respect to the CSS later on. But let's just look at the entire structure and analyze this template so that in making changes to it, it's going to be easy for everyone. So here you have Twitter. So these are the links. So if I have my Twitter link, typically, for instance, which is Saltec, sorry, HTTPS www.twitter.com/Saltec right? Saltec Media. All right. Once I save, if you check on this, so it is going to take you to that particular site. So you could make changes to all of this for all of the links, for Facebook, for Instagram, for what was it called, for LinkedIn. Okay, that's the end of this header section. Then we're still talking about the different sections. Now, we call this an SPA, single page application. So the way this template is structured is that Once you are in this about section, it's going to call the about ID, that's the about section. So the about section is down below, right? Then of course you have so this is it here. This is the header. If we go to the about section, about, learn about me. So this is the text here, learn about me. You see there's a paragraph tag, is H2 tag. So about, you can say about Victor Chidi, right? Save, refresh that. See that even this Emily Jones, go to change that. You see that is I'm a passionate. So this instead of that, so you're going to have Victor. So I expect you to download your template and start making changes, right? Okay, so we go to about. We're trying to make changes to the about. So you're going to see that you have UI UX graphics designer, Lorem, you have a date of birth, you have a website, you have phone number, you have city, you have age, you have all of this. Now, this is the Lorem demo text you have there. So US, so I can say cybersecurity, cybersecurity analyst, and tech project manager. Right? I've done project management for the last decade, more than 10 years. I'm a certified project manager. I've worked on quite a lot of tech projects. So if I want to do a portfolio site, I could do something like this. So it's going to show me this about, right? Victor, these images, we'll talk about how to change most of these images. So see the image source that is showing here. Let me see if I can pick one of my image and make that change here. So I have an image now. I have, in my download my site, I'm going to go to assets. I'm going to go to images. I'm going to drop this image here, right? So I have my image here. I want to replace it. I want it to replace this. So I can call this rename. I can say this is Victor, right? So I think it's a PNG image. Okay, JPEG. So it's going to be victor.jpg. Right, so the exact file format have to be used, right? So I could change this to assets image to Victor. So it has identified it. Tap on it, Control S, save. I go to about. So I'm going to have it here, right? So see the difference? If I change, let's see the difference. Just a second. Let me undo. Control S, refresh. Go to about. Now, you see the thing here is that this image have a black. Okay, so my own image have a, what's it called? Doesn't have a black background. Of course, normally I could give my UI UX designer or my product designer to like work on that for me, but I could also use some tools like Canva, like Photoshop, like, or even a free tool online to try to put a black background behind my own image. So it's in sync, or if it's fine like that by you, right? I've reverted back, so I'll save, Control save, go to this place, about us, right? I have this, good. So you see, I have made changes to this. I could start changing all of this, right? Right? Okay, let's see. Now let me look for this image and see if we can do something like this or work on something of this nature. Just a second. So we're going to trace that image. We're going to trace that image. So it's going to be in the home page. I think, where is the image? Let's look for it. Okay, so we have this class, this. I think it might be in the CSS. Just a second, because it's appearing at the background. There's a way to inspect the page, but let me still look for it. Then before, if I can't find it, I'll start inspecting. Okay, so let me use the other approach. Okay, let me inspect. So I'm going to be inspecting. I'm going to bring this down a little bit. So this is the body section. So this seems to be the, this seems to be, a moment, this seems to be, it is the header. So this seems to be the background for the body, right? So let's check the, let's take a clue from the, okay, this is it, BG, right? Background. So you see the way the image is. So there's difference between you creating your own stuff from scratch, like we did the last time, and you trying to adapt the template. So if I need to create, if I need to make a replacement for that, and it's going to match that particular template, that means I have to look for a background of this approximate size. Then I can put my what's it called? I can put my image here, right? So what else will I be needing? So I'm going to do Notepad. So I'm going to say I will need a logo. I will need for my favicon. I will need an image facing left with a background. I could use Canva to do that, or any online tool. I also need to fix a black background to my image for this particular template. What else again will I be needing, so that I'll do that in the next series? Okay, so all of this, we can change this. Let's see. Okay. Okay, I'll have to now generate my content, right? So in the next series, I'm going to work on all of the content I'm going to need, so that is my resume, my what's it called? My services. I'm going to work on them. Then I'm going to get some pictures that I'm going to use. Then I'm going to have my contact address ready. So what we're going to be doing in the third series is just to replace all the content that we're going to have here, right? So just going to do replacement of all of the content and have something very nice. Then in the fourth series, we're going to now start looking at the CSS, the styling of the template. Then I think in the fifth series, we're now going to push this stuff to a live hosting account. See you in the next series. So what you can do now is to download a sample template and now start making changes on your local system.